everyone, welcome back to another lesson on JavaScript numbers. Remember that in the last lesson, this was what we tried to examine in the last lesson, where we checked how numbers are processed in JavaScript, especially when it comes to concatenation and addition of numbers together in JavaScript. So we looked at how strings are concatenated when numbers are converted to string, and we also looked at how numbers are evaluated using the plus operator when they are in numbers. Now here I've added one more number, and I want to show us an example of something that is very also important when it comes to being very careful when working with numbers in JavaScript, because JavaScript can be very tricky when working with numbers. Now look at this example. Now I have added another variable here, number 3, and then I made the first two numbers and the last one is string. Now by default, if you look at the evaluation on the screen, I'm adding these numbers together, number 1 plus number 2 plus number 3. And do you see what JavaScript is doing here? JavaScript is adding these first two, because JavaScript interpreter works from left to right. So it first takes the first two variable, the 10 and 6, because they are both number, it adds them together. Then it's now joined them with the last one that happens to be a string. And that is why you are seeing this. So 10 plus 6, 16. Then instead of 16 to be added to 30, JavaScript just join it together because this last one is a string. So the evaluation starts from the left hand side until it gets here, and it's joined them together by concatenating the two together. But now take a look at something. If I take this out and comment it out like this, and I do this, if I try to get the output in a string this way, I'll say, okay, number is number 1 plus number 2 plus number 3. Just a second. Okay, sorry. Let me just remove this. This is wrong. Why is JavaScript? Oh, sorry. Is it working? It's not. Okay, let me just put this in a bracket. Instead of this, I'll put this in a bracket like this. And I will do this number is let me check what the error is, because I'm not getting anything as an output. Number is not a function. Is there anything I'm missing? Okay, good. Now, if you look at my if you look at my browser, you can see that I'm getting the same output as at when I assign it to another variable here. So this curly braces, this bracket here is evaluating this part for me as number plus string. But if I try to get each and individual of these, I think I should be getting another entirely different result. Now take a look at this. When I took out the bracket, you can see that now I am getting what you do expect, the behavior that you expect from JavaScript, when you are adding numbers as string, it will always try to concatenate it into a string. And you can see that now without the bracket, it's no longer evaluating the numbers. It is now just concatenating everything, 10, 6, and 30. And that is the reason why we are getting this in our own, editor. So this is the trickier part of working with numbers in JavaScript. So let's quickly dive into another important part of numbers, not a number. Now is a JavaScript reserved word indicating that a number is not a legal number. Trying to do arithmetic with a non-numeric string will result in a null. So this is what that means. If you try to work with something that JavaScript does not understand, so let me just take this out. Number is what I just want to say. Then if I take this out, I'm no longer using it. This one. If I do something like this, 10 divided by half. Now, just take a look. Okay, number. Take a look. Type of. So if I say type of number, I think it should still be, it's telling me that what I'm trying to do here, because JavaScript evaluates from left to right. Now, it's telling me that what I have here is a number when I try to check the type of, but this is not a valid way of, doing an expression in JavaScript, and it is the reason why I am getting this not a number that I was saying in the browser. So when you try to work with a number and a string together, you get a not and a, because JavaScript does not understand what that simply means when you are working with a number. So that is what not a number means in JavaScript. Then it says that, however, if the string is numeric, the result will be a number. You can use the global JavaScript function is not a number to find out if a value is not a number. Watch out for none. If you use not a number in a mathematical operation, the result will also be not a number. So if you use not a number in a mathematical operation, the result you will get is always going to be a not a number. Not a number is a number. Type of not a number returns number. Just like I show us now, using the type of method, it returns a number. That what we have is a number, even though it is not a number because it's an illegal value. We were trying to divide a number with a string, which is something that JavaScript does not understand, and it is the reason why we are getting the not a number output in our browser. So if I try to check this out, is this a number? Is this a number? Then I'll pass this in. Now, take a look at this. Is this not a number? It is true, because this evaluation here is not correct, just because you cannot divide a number with a string. But if I remove this apple from it and leave it as a number, I think we should have a different value, which is false, which is correct, because this is a number and it's not a number. It's not, this is none. So by using this is not a number to check if this number is a number, we are getting false, because we have a correct value, which is the reason why we are getting false. But if we have an incorrect value that matches the output of not a number, we definitely always get true, as you can see. So this is how not a number, NaN, works in JavaScript. And in the next lesson, we'll continue on the topic of numbers. Thank you. I'll see you.